Steve, what do you make of this prepared statement given out by the utilities company? Exactly. Now, I want you to hop up to Graham's house and get a personal statement out of him.
Why pick on me? Whenever newspaper man in the business has tried to see that old buzzard, they can't get by his front door. Am I Houdini?
Yeah, sometimes. Here, wait a minute. Here's a lead for you. If you can't get to Graham, locate Gloria Palmer. She'll lead you right to him. You know, wherever he is, she won't be far away.
Yeah? Listen, that romance is as dead as last year's World Series. One of these days, your headline will read, Follies, Duty, Weds, Racketeer. Gloria's been running around with Tony Marchetti the last few weeks.
Good, that's better still. What's Tony, too? He's using her for a come-on so he can get his hooks into Graham's dough. Now get up there and get the story, Steve, and it'll make you.
Make me what? And me with 2 tickets to the football game.
The biggest story of the year, and you talk to me about football tickets. Do you realize, Steve, that thousands of people will be affected if Graham Utility smashes?
You think about them. I'm thinking about the football game. 3 o'clock will find me on the old 50-yard line yelling my head off for my alma mater. Graham will have to send his statement in by mail.
Are you going to Graham's?
No.
Yes, you are.
Oh, no, I'm not. Wait here, I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what you said the last time. You owe me $21.40 right now. Gee, you might at least offer to put some gas in the car.
Well, I am surprised. Do you really think I'd try to gyp you?
Yes.
Now, you know that's the wrong answer, Mike. Listen, this is the home of John Graham, the millionaire. I've got a date with him. And as soon as I come out, I got to rush right back to the office. Now, if you wait for me, I'll not only pay you, but I'll fill your tank with gas. What do you say?
All right.
Follow that cab.
Well, how about some dough, Steve? I'm almost out of gas.
Hurry up before we lose it. Thanks, Mike. You can go now. Here's what I owe you.
Hey, how about my gas?
Take bicarbonate of soda.
How do you do, Mr. Graham?
Graham? My name is Marion. Frank Marion. You have my reservations.
Oh, yes, I have them. Your stateroom is room 74. Do it.
That man that just left here, Mr. Graham.
Is Mr. Marriott. Frank Marriott.
What's his stateroom number? I've got to see him a minute before the ship sails.
74.
Thanks. Mr. Marion, this is Steve Haines. I'd like to talk to you.
Go away. I'm not seeing anyone.
Still peeping through keyholes, Mr. Haines?
What? Gloria, what are you doing here?
What does one usually do on a boat?
Well, that depends. Some go for a rest, some go to broaden their minds, and some because of certain utilities magnets going.
Now, I know you've been peeping for keyholes. Tell me, are you selling?
Not on your life. I never did like the ocean.
No?
No.
Well, you better start getting used to it.
Why? Come on, kid. I'll see you in the spring. Well, we're off, Jane. I said we're off, Jane.
I heard you. You're off.
Well, that makes it unanimous. We're off.
May I get you a chair, sir?
Oh, sure. Would you like a chair? Would you ask the young lady if she'd like a chair?
Pardon me, miss. The young gentleman would like to know...
Tell the fresh young man that I'm perfectly capable of asking for a chair if I want one. Or you might also add that we've never been properly introduced.
The young lady seems...
Tell the young lady that my name is Steve Haines, that I'm awfully glad that I've met her, and ask her what a fella does when he's caught on a boat without a ticket.
Tell the young man that I don't sell tickets.
Thank the young lady for a very pleasant chat, and I'd like to meet you sometime when you haven't got your interpreter with you. Could you give me the young lady's stateroom number?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. That's against the ship's rules.
Would it be against the ship's rules if you should tell me your age?
No, but I could tell you that on my grandmother's next birthday, she'll be 84.
Hello, Steve.
Hello, Gloria.
I want you to meet Mr.
Well, Tony Marquetti, the Big Shot nightclub owner.
You've met before.
Sure, we're old friends. Are you traveling for your health or by request?
Now, what do you think?
You look pretty healthy. If I'm going to spend 5 days on this tub, I'd better find a place to sleep. I'll be seeing you.
Here you are, Jane. Think we were lost?
Well, I've certainly been wondering what you two have been doing for the last couple of hours.
Captain and I have been reminiscing. Oh, but Percy, listen, this is serious with me. Come here, will you? All I've got to do is radio my paper and they'll send the money.
Well, it is a little unusual, but I guess it'll be all right.
Ah, that's fine. Hope the old man's in a good humor when he gets this. There, rush that right off, will you? And when the money comes, deduct the charge.
Very good.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I hope I didn't hurt you. That's quite all right.
Oh, say, old pal, do me a favor. Help me out with this, will you?
There you are.
You're great. I've been trying to work this thing for hours. I'm Ricky Martin. This is my first voyage. Let's have a little drink and we'll celebrate.
Have you got a stateroom?
Sure. And a very large bottle.
You know, I don't believe I'm going to like that. Mine.
Use mine. Plenty of room. You can bunk with me all the way to... Hey, where are we going?
Well, now, there you've got me. I haven't the slightest idea.
Well, what difference does it make? Let's go out and have a drink.
Wait just a minute. Now, just because you've been such a regular fella, I'm going to make you a little special.
Yes?
Yeah. There you are. Take those.
Well, what are these?
Those are 2 tickets to the football game this afternoon. I don't believe I'm going to be able to make it.
Thanks, what's up, pals? What's up? Say, this is one game I never miss.
Let's have that little bit.
Well, I don't mind if I do, and I've got it under my thumb. A nice case of Johnny. When we get over to the bar, you're gonna have the time of your life. This is gonna absolutely slay you.
Well, what happened? Hey, there's a friend of mine over there. Do you mind if I ask him to come over and have a drink with us?
Sure, bring him over. We'll tell it to him, too.
He's a little hard of hearing, so you've got to talk loud. You understand?
Yeah. How about a little gasoline?
Why the trip, Tony?
Well, can't a fellow do a little traveling if he wants to?
Why, certainly. How'd you come out with that last brat?
Oh, I got life again.
Gloria traveling with you?
No, that's a funny coincidence. She happened to take the same ship.
I catch on. Come on over to the bar and have a drink with us. I want you to meet a friend of mine.
Okay.
This fella doesn't hear very well, so you have to talk loud.
All right.
Reggie March, I want you to meet Tony Martelli. Glad to know you, Tony. Any friend of his?
Same here. Great guy, Steve.
I'll say he is one of the finest fellas I ever met. He's been like a brother to me.
How long have you known him?
Who?
Steve!
Oh, Steve! Yeah, ever since the boat sailed. How about joining us in a little drink?
Gentlemen, please. Not so loud. He's hard of hearing.
Two glasses of sherry, please.
How are you, Mr. Kent? You remember me. I'm Steve Haines.
Oh, yes.
I never will forget seeing you play Hamlet at the Lyceum.
Thank you.
Ah, finally caught you without your interpreter.
So?
I'd have been here a lot sooner if that old ham actor out there hadn't detained me.
What do you mean?
The old bozo standing over there at the bar.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I've seen him in all these plays. Uh-oh, here he comes. Hang on to your seat. I'll get rid of him.
Father, I'd like you to meet Mr. Haines. He's a great admirer of yours.
Oh, yes. I was just telling your daughter what a swell actor I thought you were.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The cocktail you wanted. What do you mean by sneaking into my room without knocking? I ordered whiskey. Straight whiskey, you understand? You numbskull! Now get out of here. And stay out. Yes. Plenty.
Was it Graham?
Sure it is. He shaved off his mustache and he's wearing glasses.
Why do you suppose he wouldn't let me in a statement? You know, there's something phony about this whole business.
Why, he's trying to give you the runaround, but he won't get away with it. I saw enough money and bonds in his cabin to put us on easy street for life.
John, what are you doing for the Seamen's Fund this trip?
Nothing yet. Have you any suggestions?
Say, why don't we put on an old melodrama? You must have some manuscript in your trunk.
That's a good idea, Haines.
Yes? We might do Her Father's Revenge. That's short and only a few characters.
Can we depend on you, Jane?
Well, in view of the great respect you have for our family talents, I could hardly refuse.
That's swell. You have some costumes on board, haven't you, Captain?
Yes, a lot of them we use for our fancy dress ball.
Okay. Right after lunch, we'll all get together and pick out a costume. What about you, Gloria?
Sure, I'll help.
And Tony, what can you do?
You know what I can do.
Oh, but this is not that kind of a show. You better operate the spotlight. All right. Everybody here is called for rehearsal at 2 o'clock. Captain's orders. We just have time for a swim. Come on.
Captain's orders?
Right. You know, the farther I go on this trip, the better I like it.
Why?
Well, there's everything here to please a newspaper man's heart. There's love, there's romance, there's mystery.
What's the mystery?
You. Excuse me a minute.
Gloria. What's up?
She still refuses to recognize you.
Let me handle this.
But I've got to do something quick.
Don't worry. We'll have a show down and soon.
Morning, Mr. Marion. I don't mean to be personal, but did anyone ever tell you that you resemble John Graham, the utility magnate?
Well, what if I do? What business is it of yours?
Oh, none. I happen to be a heavy investor, and I thought if you were, we could sort of talk things over. But I guess I made a mistake.
You certainly did. I wish I were Graham.
Well, no harm done. By the way, has anyone told you about the show we're putting on for the benefit of the Seamen's Fund?
No.
I'd like to have you come and see it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, perhaps I will.
I'll save you a couple of tickets.
Oh, one will be enough.
Okay, Mr. Marion. Thanks a lot.
Somebody stole my swimming trunk. I can't take a swim.
What kind of trunks were they?
Well, they were Hey, these look just like them. And also the robe.
I'll tell you what, you come down to the room and I'll let you have mine. I think they'll just fit.
You're a swell guy, Steve.
Now you run along.
Cool.
Come on. We better get dressed and get ready for that show.
lost everything. I'm penniless.
I know. It means we'll have to go back 20 years now.
It's incredible. To think that one man wipe out the life savings of thousands. Jane. That man so much for her. A man like that deserves to be shot.
Now remember, boys, the first pour slow and then step. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
That's bad news about the Graham crash, isn't it, Captain?
Very.
Would it surprise you to know that Graham was on this ship?
On this ship?
Yeah. I followed him here from his house. That's why I made the trip. I want to get a statement.
Him here?
Sure. Sitting right over there.
Miss Palmer's ready, sir.
Okay. Now, will you all run over your lines while Miss Palmer does her number? Ladies and gentlemen, we will open our evening's entertainment with a song entitled Oh, Willie, Come Back, which will be sung by Miss Gloria Palmer, late of the Flowers. Gloria?
Devilish sort of a fellow, so gallant and so debonair. Nightly he caught her with tone soft and mellow, and he won the maiden, so young and so fair. Thus with his zither and with his guitar, his amorous songs he would play. One night she insisted he speak to Papa, but he said, duty calls me away. With his sister away, then he went. As the tears dyed her cheeks, then she sighed in love. Oh, Willie, come back. Oh, Willie, come back. Cross the main. Oh, Willie, alas and alas, my poor heart with teardrops allayed. Oh, when you live in one shining star, and who do you woo with your zither and guitar? Oh, Willie, come back. Oh, Willie, come back. Cry, oh, maiden.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put on an old-fashioned melodrama entitled Her Father's Revenge. The cast will consist of Miss Gloria Palmer as the daughter, Miss Jane as the cousin, Mr. Kent will play the part of the father, Mr. Warren the villain, and last but not least, I will play the hero. Now everybody hold their seats and hang on. The show will go on immediately after the overture. All right, boys, gear. Gee, the place is crowded. It's going to be a great show. Everything all set?
I just learned that Mr. Warren is in and can't play the part.
Mr. Warren, yes. I know just the man for that. Mr. Marion, we have a jam. One of our cast will take meals suddenly. You're just the man to play the part. There's only a few lines. It'll be easy.
All right.
Is your costume all right, Mr. Marion?
I hope so.
That's fine. Mr. Kent, you're going to be right here when you get ready for it.
Thank you.
Now, Tony, be sure and keep that spot on the stage.
Okay.
Hey, what's the matter with this spotlight?
I don't know.
Where's the switch on that thing?
Down here somewhere.
What's the matter with you? Why don't you keep that thing on? You want to ruin the whole show?
Someone kicked the plug out.
Well, watch it. All right, folks, now get ready. The overture's about over. Oh, this is going to be great. Gee, we got a lot of people out there, haven't we? Oh. Thank you. All right, Mr. Kent.
Alack and alas, he said he would be here at 1, and it is now 3. Woe is me, woe is me. Ah, I hear someone knocking at my door. It must be he. It is he, my love. You have come.
Hail you goodbye. Oh, yeah.
Not wisely but well, I loved you and fell into the web you were weaving. Afraid to your glance, I dreamed of romance, but you were only deceiving. I'm sorry that I ever met you.
You lured me along day by day.
I'm praying that I can forget.
My property, you'll pay, you'll pay.
For each bit of joy that you gave me, with my tears I cancel the debt. I should hate you, I know, but I love you. I'm so sorry that we ever met.
You knew well just what you were doing. The devilish plot you were brewing. To snare some poor fool who was only a tool for the siren he thought he was wooing.
Oh, those sweet perfume kisses you fed me. On that path to destruction you led me. Like that passionate waltz. Oh, so fair, yet so false. You knew that you never would wed me. And now that the truth has been spoken, you'll dangle my heart like a token. In the depths I may sink. With regret you will think of the youth you have ruined. Broken. I should hate him, I know, but I love him. I'm so sorry that we ever met.
Shot through the heart.
Will the passengers please leave the salon? Let me see that gun, Henry. You will all go to your rooms at once and keep yourselves in readiness for questioning. I'll hold a formal inquest as soon as possible.
Don't worry, Jane.
This is an unfortunate accident.
I don't think so, Captain. He was murdered.
On what do you base your suspicions?
Well, I can't tell you just yet. But I've got my own ideas about this thing, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do a little investigating on my own.
I'd be glad of your help.
When are you going to hold the inquest?
Tomorrow morning.
I think I'll have a little dope for you by that time. You mind if I take that gun?
Of course not.
I'll report to you later. This isn't the gun you loaned us for the show, is it?
No, sir. The gun I loaned you was a Colt. This is a Remington.
That's all I wanted to know. Thanks.
What happened, Steve?
I was in here investigating Graham's room, and somebody came in, and we had a scuffle, and I got cracked on the head.
Feel better now?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's just a bump.
Could you recognize your assailant?
No, it's too dark.
The place has been ransacked. All his valuables are missing.
Valuable?
Yes. The person informs me he had a fortune in cash and securities.
Did he get everything?
Yes. The man who attacked you is...
The murderer of Graham.
Steve, if you're feeling better now, I think I'll go back to my cabin.
I'll be all right. Now remember, keep your chin up. Nothing to worry about. What are you, pounds of Bradley? Yeah. Press that off. Collect.
Yes, sir.
Miss Haines, come in here and take a radiogram.
all you've known, Mr. Graham?
I never met the man before in my life.
You never saw him before?
Never.
Did you ever see that before?
Certainly. I wrote it.
Then you wrote that too.
So you're a handwriting expert.
Among other things. But how do you account for my finding that note in Graham's room?
What right is this man to accuse
Just
me?
a minute, Miss Palmer. No one is accusing you of anything. We are simply trying to get to the bottom of this thing, and we're going to do it. For the moment, you may go.
Thank you.
Well, we questioned everyone who had the slightest connection with this case.
But any one of them had a motive. Kent lost his entire fortune in the crash. Gloria, Graham was trying to give her the air. And Tony, that guy has been known to kill for a lot less than Graham was carrying with him. As a matter of fact, half of the people on this boat had money in some of his companies.
You realize the position I'm in? You're the one person who had no motive for killing me.
Thanks for leaving me out of it, Captain. Well, it looks like anybody's murder, doesn't it? I'll see you later.
Well, what happened?
Oh, nothing at all. Chief Miss Palmer, the prize sap. And I fell for that guy's line about an autograph.
You fool, I told you not to write that letter. What are you trying to do, put a rope around our necks?
Well, how else could I do it?
I told you I'd handle it, didn't I?
Yeah, that's what you said. But what did you do about it? Nothing.
Yes, and it's been better if you'd done nothing, too.
You're so smart. But let me tell you something. You're involved in this mess just as much as I am.
Steve, I just heard something.
All right, Reggie, some other time.
No, this is important. I was in the boat.
Yeah, I understand. all this.
The purser would like to see you, sir.
The purser?
Yes, sir.
This is important, too. I'll be right back.
Just a minute, Steve. Steve, I know who did it.
You want to see me?
Oh, yes, sir. Your money's all right.
Oh, $5,000, huh?
Oh, no, sir, $100.
$100?
Yes, sir.
Why, that... All right, give it to me.
I've deducted the $92 for the cable you took.
$8. Was there any message come with this?
Yes, sir.
Take another cable.
Yes, sir.
No story unless I get my money. Stop. Price now $2,000. Charge it.
Oh, but that isn't it.
All right. How much is it?
That would be $7.50, sir. Your change, sir.
What would it cost to send just one more word?
50 cents. What word would you like to add, sir?
Nurse.
trying to talk to you. Quick, come and get me.
What are you doing in there?
I was waiting for you and I fell in the water.
Did you send that note to me?
Sure, and I've got something I've got to tell you.
Well, why don't you tell me?
That's what I've been trying to do. It's about the murder. Now listen.
Tony.
Yes.
Well, why didn't you tell me that before?
Oh.
Oh, Sherlock Holmes, everything under control?
Just about. Everything but a warrant.
Yeah, and a guy to pin it on.
I know the guy.
What do you mean?
Tony, you're headed for the hot seat. You killed Graham.
What are you trying to do, Haines? Put me on a spot?
You saved me the trouble. You put yourself on the spot. Why did you bump him off?
Oh, now listen, you're a wise guy. But you got me wrong.
Just like every crook I ever knew. You talked out of turn.
Meaning what?
The little talk you had with Gloria on the boat deck yesterday.
Well, I didn't mean a thing, Steve. We were talking about a note that Gloria was sapping up to send to Graham. You know, Graham was giving her the runaround. She was plenty burned. Oh, no, you're barking up the wrong tree.
The best tree I know.
Yeah, well, let me give you a tip. It was the Muggs room steward that pulled that job. I saw him through a porthole. Graham was sore because the steward entered the cabin without knocking. He kicked a tray of drinks in his face. Well, that's a lowdown, even if it does make a stool pigeon out of me.
I don't believe you, Tony. And in case you want to make a getaway, the swimming's not crowded out there.
I'm terribly worried about Father, Captain Moore. He's brooding so over this awful accident.
I know, dear. But circumstances are against him. He did make some incriminating remarks.
But, Captain, you've known my father for years.
I know, dear. But you must realize that the loss of his fortune made him bitter. But don't worry. You know I'll do all I can.
Let me go. Why do anything desperate, Kent? That won't help matters.
What happened?
Your father was just a little faint. I think you better take him down to his cabin.
What really happened? I got here just in time to keep Kent from jumping overboard. I'm getting a line on something. There's nothing definite yet, but things are beginning to happen. Do you mind if I go down to Graham's stateroom and look around again?
Why, no. Go ahead.
Thank you, Captain. I'll be back to talk to you later.
road is this?
64. Take a look. It belongs to a steward named Lindner.
Thanks, buddy.
He died from concussion of the brain.
And he's the only man on this ship that knows who changed those guns.
I'm sorry, sir. I've searched the entire ship and can't find him.
It's just as much your duty to help solve this murder.
It's a little unusual, but...
Then you'll do it? Thanks, Doctor.
Push this off to Haines. This'll straighten him out on that Graham matter.
Captain, will you do something for me?
Certainly.
Get everyone involved in this thing in the Veranda Cafe in 1 hour.
All right.
Thank you. I called you all here tonight to make an announcement, which I'm sure will be of great interest. The murdered man was not Frank Marion, but the twin brother of John Graham, the utility magnate. I have also recovered the stolen property. The thief was a steward named Lindner. During a fight that we had, he fell and sustained a concussion. Before this man lost consciousness, he convinced me that he did not commit the murder, but that he could identify the one that changed the guns. The doctor is injecting adrenaline, which says that he'll come to in about 30 minutes. I'll go in now and see if the steward has regained consciousness. I'll only keep you a moment. Well, Captain, the steward has regained consciousness.
He told?
Yes.
I put out the light and changed the guns. I want to give you my reason. The day before we sailed on this voyage, I met the real John Graham. And he induced me to invest all my savings in one of his enterprises. And he knew, must have known, that at that moment his empire was crumbling.
Captain, the loss of all your money hardly justifies murder.
Maybe not, if I were younger. But when a man is past 65, making his last voyage before retiring on a pittance, That's different. My wife and I picked out a little place in Connecticut where together we had hoped to coast into our final voyage. That dream's over.
Show that guy Bernard what the word newspaper man means. And he fired me.